In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. Whoever misguided by Allah, then nobody can be guided for him. I bear witness, no God, what to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him, and I bear witness Muhammad, His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good praise upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Have gave good praise upon Abraham, the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, most worthy of praises and exalted in glory. Tonight, inshallah, we will continue. Alhamdulillah, we finish all the adverb of time, the changeable and unchangeable in the Quran. We go to that, Alhamdulillah, and we took all the examples from the Quran. For that, the examples that we put inside the notes, you don't have to go through it again, inshallah. Okay. So we just go, inshallah, to page number 19. No, 20. That is the first one will be adverb of place. Adverb of place, changeable. Changeable means that you can see the ending vowel of that words will be changing from fawqa to fawqi. Okay, tahta, tahti. Okay, so that part is actually what we meant by saying changeable. And in the adverb of time, we even have some of it in plural form, the singular form, the plural form. For that is the differences between the changeable and unchangeable. The unchangeable one will be only whatever we wrote there, that is the form that you find inside the Quran. But the changeable one, sometimes the form will be a little misunderstood by some who learn the Arabic, because they, this word, when I say Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin, when I say this type of saying examples, some, at first in their lesson they will ignore it. We will always mention the ending vowel. We will say Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin, mean dhammah, fathah and kasrah. We always say that. In learning Arabic, we always encourage students to always finish the word with the vowel sign, so we know that you know or you understand what are you saying. Because in Arabic, the changing of the ending of the word is important to make sure that you know the word is in the ayah, in the sentence. Is it the doer of the verb, or the one that being done unto him, the verb? So it's different. He said Muhammadun, means when I said Ja'a Muhammadun, Muhammad came. Ra'aitu Muhammadan, I saw Muhammad. Mararti bi Muhammadin, I passed by Muhammad. The word Muhammad is still intact, but the ending vowel will be changeable. That is what we meant by changeable. Because of that, when we learn about the adverb of time, we say about some of it, like nahar, lail. Lail can be lailan, lailun, lailin. Lailun, lailan, lailin. Sa'atun, sa'atan, sa'atin. Sa'ah, time or moment. That word will be changeable. The one that we learn after that, the unchangeable one, like idha, iz, lamma, ams, ayyan. It will be like that. Whenever you find it inside the Quran, it will be like that. But the one that before it, we have to make an explanation, a little explanation about that. So the same will happen. We'll be doing, inshallah, with the first one, with the page number 20, adverb of place, changeable. Adverb of place, changeable. Zarful makan, al-mu'arrab. Okay, the first one will be fawqa. Fawqa mean above or over. And the opposite of it, tahta. Tahta will be under or beneath. Under or beneath. Fawqa, tahta. Yeah. It's actually, if you look into it, you know, there's six. Yes, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. For something that inside this world, it will be positioned with fawqa, tahta, amama, khalfa, yamina, yasara. Yamin, right, yasar, left. Fawqa, above, under, tahta. Under will be tahta. In front, in front of, amama. Behind, khalfa. That's actually, if you look into it, will be the discussion about the 6 position for something. Only that is not it will not be applied like human to Allah. Inside the Quran, Allah always say that He is up above of us. You understand it, you don't know how. Okay. That is istawa ala. The word istawa ala. The word also fawqa is being used. Allah Ta'ala is fawqahum, above them. Above them. Istawa no. Istawa is actually residing, or in the Malay words will be bersemayam. Or the word bersemayam can be understood as sitting. But like I said, you know the word, you don't know how, if you want to apply the meaning to Allah. You know the words. Like you say, the king is sitting on the throne, the word istawa we use. But you cannot, make Allah to be like his creature. But the word you cannot deny. Like the word hand. This is in the hand of God, in the hand of Allah. Before this, when I was actually small, in the 80s, 90s, I didn't listen to any dispute between our Malays, Muslim, about the word ajal maut di tangan Tuhan. Your life, your destiny is in the hand of God. Nobody said, you are making Allah like the human. But these days, with the advance of some people learning this philosophy, and they try to implement the philosophy way of understanding to the understanding of the dalil. They try to use the philosophy that being made by Aristotle to they implement it on the verses of the Quran and the words of the Sunnah, the Hadith, about the attributes or mentioning of Allah. So because of that, they start to deny because they said it's like Allah. So no, Allah doesn't have this. Allah doesn't have that. They deny it in the terms of they want to, to lift up Allah from any resemblance of the creature. But in the end, they deny things that Allah said about Himself. That is wrong. But for us, inside this world, yes, Allah Ta'ala is not inside this world. Fawqa, tahta, amama, every part of it is actually wrong. Inside this world. But Allah Ta'ala is actually separated from His creature. You cannot say that Allah inside His creature. But some people say, outside of creature, what is it? Outside of this realm, this universe. What is outside of it? Allah doesn't mention it to you. Just don't say about it. Don't you make, if I with this, you inside this, I outside this. What is the outside? They start to thinking about that. In the end, they said the word so ridiculous. Allah is not inside the universe, not outside the universe, not attached with the universe, not detached from the universe. How can you understand that? Sometimes if they are this video, if somebody cut it, we have something. I understand, if not mistaken. Our UTI, I'm plugging into these issues. There's a group. They cut it and they got views from that You know what they cut from our discussion? 30,000, 40,000 views. You know them? No. You know? You don't personally know them. But they actually spreading. For that, somebody is challenging us for a debate about whatever we say inside that. because of them. Because of the views of the people in Al-Khadim, I don't think it will come to them. They will not arrive to them. Because our circle is not their circle. But maybe those, banyak cerita, this group is taking this story to them. So the view become a lot. The circle is different. So our discussion tonight, if somebody cut it and spread it in English, I don't know what will happen. Allah Alam. Just prepare. Okay, so within the universe, inside, we are discussing about whatever in our universe. Because we are under 7 heaven. And under 7 heaven is all the stars and everything there. Allah says in the Qur'an, in Surah Al-Mulk, وَزَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ. And we adorn, we beautify the lowest heaven, as-sama ad-dunya, the lowest heaven, bimasabiha, with all the lights, all the stars are adornment or a beauty for the last or the lowest heaven. So up above it, you don't know. So you are inside that particular. Until today, all the scientists, all the astronomers, with all the satellites, all the telescope that they have, they never pass the stars. By our naked eye, we cannot see anything. We just see the stars, just like that. But with telescope, all the astronomers are saying that the numbers of the stars above us is like the numbers of the sand on the beach. Can you imagine? You say, no, I see it's actually separated. No, because we are too small. You imagine between the sand, there are separation between it. Between the first sand, second sand, there may be some. Okay, we are on that part. For the astronomers, when they look into the whole universe with their telescope, we are on the minute scale. If you imagine the sand by your naked eyes, you cannot see the gap. You are on the gap. Imagine we are now in the gap between all the stars. That's why they said the stars in the universe, the space, are like the sand on the beach. You cannot imagine until you understand that you are only on the gap. Because between the gap, you are so small, you are seeing some of it. The further one you cannot see. So until today, you cannot go out of the stars, the adornment of the lowest heaven. So that is, if you want to say Allah within that, is so wrong. But when Allah said He descend during the last third of the night, you say yes, like He said. How? You don't know. You cannot deny it. You don't say that He doesn't descend. He said, the Prophet said, your God, your Lord will descend in the last third of the night. You understand the word, you don't know how. So anything what we learn here on the adverb of time, of place, just apply it to the creatures. Don't apply it to Allah. You apply it to Allah, then you have problem there. You understand the word. He said, we understand the word, we don't know how. Because Allah Ta'ala is not like us, to be similar. He said, if He is here, He's not there. If Ustad is at home, He will not be here. That is for us. That is for us. But for Allah, you don't ever imagine something like that. Because for Allah is in His throne, above the 7 skies, 7 heaven. He can, open a place for Moses to talk to him on a desert between Egypt and Madian. When Moses came down from Madian to return to Egypt, in the night, in the dark night, He saw a flame. He went there and start to receive revelation from Allah. Receive revelation to Allah. Allah Ta'ala said, I am. So if you are here, then who is there? That is you can apply it for human, for any other creature. Don't apply it to Allah. You start to say, if Allah is talking to Moses on the desert, so who is actually on his throne? That is for you, for me, or for any creature, not for Allah. Because once you see something like that, you're actually thinking about Allah like His creation. Like His creation. So it's so wrong. Okay? You just understand it. So because of that, the word fawqa, tahta, yamina, yasara, khalfa, amama, khalfa, this is the six way for your understanding about the position. This is basic, inshallah. So we start, inshallah, to look into fawqa. Fawqa. You look into the examples being given. Actually, is there, but I think we go to the Quran directly and start to look into the ayah that came with the words, that we are learning. Okay, fawqa. And then you don't have fawqa in the form of plural. There's only one form only. Okay. Okay, fawqa inside the Quran. There's 42 places in the Quran. Fawqa is being used. Okay, fawqa is being used. So we can take part of the examples. Okay. Okay, the first one we can take from the Surah Al-Baqarah. Verse number 26, page 5. Huh? No masculine, feminine. That's one word. One form only. No masculine, no feminine. Okay. Page 5. Page 5. Ayah number 26. 26. Okay. Here, the word fawqa, like I said above, the word above can mean two meaning. One is physically. One is the meaning. You know, this man is above this man. Not you are sitting above him, but you are actually, your position is higher than him. This is actually what you are looking for, inshallah, inside the ayah. But inside another ayah, we'll see the position. The fawqa will be the position, physical position. This one is a meaning position. You know, like I said, fawqa. Okay, here. I'll translate in the ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 26, page number 5. If you are opening the Quran, Rasam Osmani, open there. I'll translate. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Inna Allah la yastahyi an yadriba mathalan ma ba'udatan fama fawqaha. فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين. إن الله, inna, indeed. This one we will be learning, inshallah, in the future. There's a particles used in the Quran as emphasized. Inna, anna. This is one of it. To emphasize, because the Arab people, when they talk, they actually, originally you don't have to shout to emphasize. You know, shouting is not emphasizing. You know, some people say, is it true? Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. The tone is defining, you are emphasizing something. But in the Arab words, the Arab way of talking, they can just say the same tone, but they emphasize. Like when you use Wallahi, in the name of Allah, by Allah. The thing is the same. Like if this thing is around 2 ringgit 75 cents. I said, this is 2 ringgit 75 cents. Our brother said, is it true, Ustaz? Indeed, it is really. When I said indeed, it is really, I put there to emphasize. But he started to say, are you sure? Then I said, Wallahi, by Allah, it is really 2 ringgit 75 cents. By adding up few things in the Arab words, the Arab sentence, you can emphasize it. This is one of the way to emphasize. When you say Inna Allah, if you take away the word Inna, the sentence is still there. The meaning of the ayah is still there, but it's normal tone without emphasize. When you say Inna, indeed. Inna Allah, indeed Allah. La yastahyi, doesn't feel ashamed or shy. In yastahyi, feel ashamed. La yastahyi, he doesn't feel ashamed, doesn't feel shy. An yadriba, mathalan, to make. Daraba there doesn't mean hitting, it means making. He doesn't have any shyness to make. Mathalan, an example. Ma ba'udatan, as ma, mathalan, ma ba'udatan, as ma ba'udatan, mosquito, as small as mosquito. Fama fawqaha, and whatever above it, not bigger than the mosquito, smallest from mosquito or smaller than the mosquito. Because fawqa, where here inside the ayah, is to make comparison. As small as mosquito or more over than it. More over than it, you can understand. Over than the mosquito means you can understand in both two ways. Whatever bigger than mosquito, whatever smaller than mosquito. Because for the Arabs at that time, mosquito is among things that is actually so small. You look at this mosquito, you can always imagine it's so small, like mosquito. Even the Prophet ﷺ, when you look into the hadith, when the Prophet ﷺ making examples about this small thing, like we say zarrah, misqa in the Quran, misqala dharratin, as the way of zarrah. And we mentioned about zarrah is the small red ant that even if it's crawling on your body, you don't realize it because it's so small. That is the original meaning of zarrah. But today, like I said, some people using the word zarrah as atom. For the Arabs, atom at that time, they don't have that particular meaning. Atom, the smallest particles before the cell, atom. Atom is actually small, so small. So that is not being used. For them at that time, the small red ant that is actually crawling, that is small. The sesame, not sesame, mustard. Misqal habbatin min khardalin, as the way of seed of mustard. For them, that is one of the smallest. For here, like I said, ba'udatan, the mosquito, as a mosquito. When the Prophet give this meaning to mention to us, because it's so small for them in front of their eyes. But in our time today, we don't have that. You have furthermore smaller thing than this. Today, I bought something. When coming back from Perlis in Simpang Pulai, I stopped there in the bus. So we go down. I bought a sausage roll. Today my daughter, she doesn't want to eat I don't want to eat. I said, why? There's worms. Worms inside on the sausage. I think, where did we show him? We show her that. Actually, this new, some people taking the sausage, put it under microscope, looking at everything there. So they are showing that maybe in school to my daughter. So she's now doesn't like to eat sausage. This new way. I said, wait. I said, I think in my head, where did we have that particular scene? I don't remember showing her. My wife did, warn her, saying that sausage is not good. It's not good for you to eat. Or processed food is something that we actually circle around the knowledge about it. But in the end, she doesn't like it because she saw the worms. How is it? Can she saw the worm? It's not by her naked eye, but in the video, they're using the microscope to look at it. So this new way, inshallah, when you got children, to make them don't eat this and that, just take a video. See, this one is there. We have one of our friend. Because today at his school, they're teaching to buy something, you make sure there's halal there. So we actually saying about halal there, but we have one of our friend. His boy, his son, will not eat anything packed, written with a Chinese character. Even though it's halal. I don't know. Maybe the parent. I said, why do you teach? Why do you taught that to your children? I said, it's problem, Ustaz. Every time you pass by the counter, there's many things there. He will take everything. So in the end, we said, this is haram. This is haram. Every time the Chinese character is haram. It's so ridiculous. What is happening? How do you teach your children to eat this or not eating this? So there is something. For our eyes, right now, for naked eyes, you can see the dust as a small thing and everything. But furthermore, like I said, a microscope is helping us to see more. And we start to, want to take something, I think something's there. So we start to be afraid of something that is not seen, unseen. But the Arabs times, they don't have that. So the Prophet is, the Qur'an, even the Prophet ﷺ is giving them the parables for comparison, for them to know that thing is so minute, so small. Like these examples were done by Allah. Allah Ta'ala can make big example, but why He gives small examples? Example with small things, like a mosquito. Many things we can show us why mosquito. They are actually saying like that. So the Prophet ﷺ is reciting to them, Inna Allah la yastahi. Indeed Allah, not timid or not being shy, yadriba mathalan, to make an example, ma ba'udatan, that of a mosquito, that of ba'udatan, a mosquito, fama fawqaha, and whatever smaller than it. In the translation, they were above it, not above bigger, but above smaller. Because for them, the mosquito is small, so not worth it. Whatever smaller than it. Fama fawqaha doesn't mean fama what is bigger than it, what is smaller than the mosquito. So fawqa here is by comparison, to compare something with something, to make, if this is small, this is fawqa is smaller. If something you are saying about big, this is bigger. If this is big, then there's bigger thing. Bigger than that. Higher than that. Exaggeration, yes. Exaggeration. For exaggeration. It's not by size, not by position, but it's about exaggeration. Exaggeration. To exaggerate, for the person who listening, to understand that we are talking about this. If you think this small, smaller than this I will give you. Okay? Fama fawqaha. So fawqa there is not position as physical position. It's about comparison, for exaggeration, like Hilmi said. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and فَأَمَّا, and amma, for those who, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, alladina amanu. This is not lamma. Amma also is like the meaning of inna, giving emphasize meaning. Fa amma alladina amanu. In Malay we say adapun. Fa amma alladhi. You want to change the sentence about what a statement, and you want to separate from the statement what you want to emphasize. You will say amma. Help me ask me about amma ba'du. When you say something amma ba'du, actually that is inside the dictionary of kamun daun bahasa pustaka. You can see there amma ba'du is actually a separator between your praises to Allah, your salawat upon the Prophet, and any dua that you made from your topic, to separate from your topic, from your introduction and the topic, so you don't mix up together. Because of that, you will hear the usage of amma ba'du. Amma ba'du. If the Arab speakers, even when they are writing introduction about something, want to say about something, they will separate between the introduction, the beginning introduction, with the content they are talking about. So here also is like a separator. Fa ammal ladina amanu, and those who have belief. For those who have belief, alladina amanu, fayalamuna, they will know. Fayalamuna, they will know. Annahu al-haqqu min rabbihim, that it is. Annahu, indeed, it is. Al-haqqu, the truth, min rabbihim, from their Lord. Now when they are seeing the examples, they know that is from Allah. That's for those who believe. Wa amma alladhina kafaru, and for those who don't believe, or disbelievers, the non-believers, fayakuluna, they will surely say, Mada aradallahu bihadha mathala. What do Allah want? Mada, what? Arada, want? Allah. What do Allah want? Bihadha, with this. Bihadha, with this. Mathala, as an example. Why he's giving this example? It's so low. Why shouldn't he give it bigger example? So Allah answered, yudillu bihi kathira. He will misguide with that examples many. Wa yahdi bihi kathira, and he will guide with the examples many. Wa ma yudillu bihi illa al-fasiqin, and he will not misguide with the examples except those who are disobedient. The obedience, they will be surely read this and become furthermore misguided. So the Quran is giving guidance to those who are believing. For those who disbelieve, read the Quran, they will furthermore go away. Some people say, is Quran misguiding some? I said yes. Misguiding those who are, for them, they have the right to be misguided. So Allah will misguide them. Because of that, when you cite the Quran, remember in the ayah of the Quran, in Surah An-Nahl, verse number 98, 99, 98, Allah said, فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ, when you recite the Quran, فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ, seek refuge with Allah. Seek refuge with Allah from the cursed shaitan. From the cursed shaitan. Because shaitan is coming to you, to misguiding you, to make you go away from the right path. Even when you are reciting the Quran. So careful, really careful. Be careful about that. You don't say that the Quran is the guidance. How can I be misguided? That is what you are saying. Quran doesn't say that. He said this is Quran, the ayah. This ayah. This is why when we said about when you want to learn the tafsir, the explanation of the Quran, we always emphasize about you have to know, you have to ponder upon the meaning of the Quran. Like we're saying about the word is tadabbur. Tadabbur. Want to think, really think about the Quran. I said, don't do that without the tafsir. You don't do that because the words of the Arabic word, the usage, even the dictionary, they're actually passing along the Arabic English dictionary, or even the Arabic dictionary these days. Some of the meaning is unknown and not being used before by the Arabs. Some people say that is good. No, because some of the meaning, if you wrongly understood it, not the way that the Prophet and the companion are learning the Quran, like the Prophet taught them, or the companion learning the Quran from the Prophet Sallam, you will be misguided. That is so happening right now. People is reading the Quran and say, how can Quran be misguiding me? Here we are seeing Allah Ta'ala giving one example. He said, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, the people who believe, فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ He will look at the examples and they will know it is from Allah. But وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, those who disbelief with Allah, doesn't have the right belief with Allah, فَيَقُولُونَ مَاذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِهَذَا مَثَلًا, what do Allah want with this as examples? As example, why this? Then Allah Ta'ala answered, يُضِلُّ بِهِ كَثِيرًا وَيَهْدِي بِهِ كَثِيرًا. Allah guide with the examples many, and Allah misguide with the example many, and He guide with the examples many people. But He will not misguide with whatever inside the Quran, except those who are disobedient. So be careful, because right now we are seeing, because like I said, when I said the dictionary is expanding, the usage of words, like the word muka ketat. That word, our fathers before doesn't use that. Muka ketat, to say somebody is disliking something, the changes of the word, the face of that person. They said, why are your face so tight? Ketat. No, you don't say that. But now you are using that. You are using that. Even some of the phrases that being used is not from the original usage. The real word is there. But even the writers, some of the ministers, happened before. The usage of kecapaian. Pencapaian is there. Kecapaian is not there. But because the minister is using that, even being opposed by the Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka, but in the end they start using it as the motto of the Independence Day. Kecapaian. That's not there. Some of the authors, the writers, the journalists, they are using words like that. So things like this should be stopped. If not, like the word sado. Sado is not an original word. We have in the Malay word, you have sasa, kekar, bertubuh sasa, S-A-S-A. You understand that? But when maybe because those generation now becoming old people, they are using it, they are writers. The word sado is not original word. Originally is conversation between the youngsters when they said, besar, big, do is bodoh. Besar bodoh. That is the original one. Sakit do is hurting do. Sakit do. The do is actually bodoh. But now they are using it inside the newspaper. Selaki badan sado. Don't. The original is besar bodoh. Besar do. Our Syekh is actually reminding us about these words. Okay, do. The do is actually bodoh. Sakit do. But the youngsters are using it. You imagine the youngsters become the journalists. The youngsters become ministers. So eventually the word is actually spreading. This type of understanding, this is why when you want to understand the Quran, understand the meaning of the Quran, you have to really look into what being understood by the companion first. What being taught by the Prophet ﷺ is not there, then it's open to you to start to search in other sources to understand that particular words. You don't use something that actually inside your mind just to understand. Because he said Quran is the guidance. How can I misguided? Read this ayah and you understand. Because this ayah, Allah Ta'ala said, yudillu bihi kathira wa yahdi bihi kathira. He give guidance, he misguiding with it, with the Quran, with the examples of the Quran, kathira wa yahdi bihi kathira, and he guiding with the examples of the Quran, many people. But remember, he will not misguide except those who are disobedience. You have disobedience inside your heart, then you are prone to go into wrongly understanding the Quran. Careful about that. Okay, this is one of the ayah. Okay. Other than that, we can look into the ayah. Also in Baqarah, we can take a situation happen with the people of Israel or Israelites, the children of Israel. In the Quran, Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 63. Page number 10. You want to open the Quran? Page number 10. But the ayah is number 63 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, this ayah, one of the ayah starting actually from, if you read Surah Al-Baqarah from the first to ayah number 20 is about the guidance of the Quran. From ayah 20 to 29 is actually about the position of Allah as the creator, the one that should be obeyed, and the one that appointing who will be the successor of the earth to govern the earth. And the first caliphs that Allah Ta'ala appoint was Adam. That is from 30 to 39. And when you start, if you don't understand correctly, you will have the question, why after the story of Adam finish, Allah Ta'ala in ayah number 40 suddenly change the topic, Ya Bani Israel, Ya Bani Israel. From that ayah number 40 until ayah number 162, you will find the relationship of that particular ayah, so many, almost one juzuk of the Quran is actually, referring to the Jew. Talking about Adam, suddenly changed it to Jew. Why? So the commentator of the Quran said, when Allah Ta'ala mentioned to us, for those who actually be appointed as the caliphs, the one who going to take care of this earth is called as Khalifah. Allah Ta'ala mentioned about the first one who is Adam. That is the first that Allah Ta'ala appoint. Then after that, Allah Ta'ala telling us the story about the first, the failure group that been given position as the caliphs of this world, but they are actually failing. For that, the talking will be about the children of Israel. Allah Ta'ala gave them before the prophethood and the books one after another. Not like the Prophet said in the ayah, in the hadith narrated by Bukhari, the Prophet said, "Kanat banu Israel tasusuhumul anbiya." The children of Israel was being governed by the prophets, not prophet, the prophets. Kullama halaka nabiyyun, each time a prophet died, ib'athallahu nabiyya, Allah Ta'ala will send another prophet. That is continuing until Jesus, peace be upon him. Jesus is the last one. No prophet after Jesus. They themselves, assuring that. It's not by our accusation, they themselves know. After Jesus, they only say about Saint Peter, Saint John, Saint everything. So you say, after Jesus, is there any more prophet? No more. So because they're getting that prophethood, so Allah Ta'ala is telling us the story about that. And the story about that, referring when Allah Ta'ala told them here, to remember what Allah gave them. Allah given to them the prophets one after another, the guidance Allah Ta'ala give them. So in this ayah 63 Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah said, this one of the what happened during the time of Moses with the people of Israelites, or the children of Israel. Allah said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورَ خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ وَاذْكُرُوا مَا فِيهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. وَإِذْ, and remember, all of you remember, recall. And when? Recall when? أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ, we took your covenant. The covenant, the promise, your oath. Actually, this thing is actually quite, ridiculous for them to do that. Allah Ta'ala took from the covenants by وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورَ, okay, and we raised over you the mount of Tur that Moses received his revelation there. The mount was released up upon them, to force them to take an oath, to obey the Torah. This thing happened when Moses took 70 of them, 70 of his people, to receive covenant from Allah, to take a promise from Allah. Those 70 people are among, good people, or for them are good people who are knowledgeable, being took with Moses. They are the people who saying to Moses, they said, "Lan nu'mina laka hatta narallaha jahra." We will not believe you until we see Allah clearly in front of our eyes. They are the same people. Here, actually, when I say ridiculous for them to do that, why? Because they actually passing through many things until that event. From the start when they are in Egypt. When Moses actually challenging Pharaoh. And Pharaoh, tell Moses to go into a contest. They are there. They saw all the magician, prostrate in front of Moses and claiming about believing in the God that being worshipped by Moses and Aaron. In front of them. This defeat was in front of them. And after that, they didn't went out from Egypt directly. During that session, that times before they went out, and the Pharaoh at that time chasing them. Before that, Allah gave the people of Egypt. Moses have the sign. The sign that is actually the first one, the cane. When he throw it, become a snake, a big snake. That's one. And his hand, and he put inside his armpit, and he took it away, out, it will be white, lighting, with the light in front of them. Not sickness, but light. So other than that, Allah Ta'ala, make them to have taufan, and blood, and mites, and also frog. Things are happening to Egypt, all over Egypt, in front of them. The people of Israelites doesn't have to have that thing in front. They don't have that difficulties. But the people of Egypt who actually opposing Moses, they have one after another difficulties. Altogether, it's 7 things that Allah Ta'ala put for them. Their fruits become less. But they have the drought for a few years. They came to Moses, asked Moses pray to, okay, if I pray to my God, to my Lord about this, will you be believing? They said yes. But after Moses prayed to Allah, lift it up, they start to disobey him again. When I say about frog, every place is frog, except the house of Israelites, except for their houses. The non-believers will be having frog. Open here is frog. Can you imagine inside your car will be frog? You go to the kitchen, there's frog there everywhere. When the mites, mites, kumal. You cannot sleep anywhere. Everywhere is a kumal, except for the people of Israelites. Blood. Every water turned into blood. For the non-believers, they were having that. Blood everywhere. But the believers, they can drink with ease. Kumal, jarad, locust, grasshopper with so many eating everything. Everywhere there's a locust or grasshopper. So they always ask Moses pray. So the Israelites, his people, the people of Moses, seeing that in front of their eyes, that thing, when they came running away with Moses to go outside of Egypt, and they are not few people, thousands with Moses. Allah Ta'ala split for them the sea. And they are, experiencing it, not listening, experiencing it all the way. They pass to the other part, passing the Red Sea, walking, and the Pharaoh and his people was being crushed inside the water. So they are walking. Allah Ta'ala make for them, the cloud is actually, clouding them, stopping the sun to burn them on the desert. And when they are hungry, Allah Ta'ala send two things. One is a bird that is like a quail, for them to just take it, eat it, cook it. They will have to, and there is no problem for them. And second one is like cotton candy, manna. They essentially will drop on the tree. They will cook it and mix it with water and drink. Water, they don't have water. Moses struck with his cane on a big stone. Then the water coming from that stone. Everything that we're talking now, they are experiencing it in front of them. Suddenly, on the day Moses took them to take an oath, they don't want to take the oath. So Allah Ta'ala forced them by lifting up upon them the mountains. Like you don't want, I crush you. You can imagine the mountain being lifted up by Allah to crush them. Then Allah Ta'ala said, وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورِ, and we lift up, we raise over you. Fawqa, over you. This is physical. The one that we're talking about before is actually meaning, exaggerating. This one is actually physically. This mountain is being lifted up upon them. وَرَفَعْنَا, we lift up, فَوْقَكُمْ مُتْطُورِ, فَوْقَكُمْ at-tur, above you, over you, at-tur, the mountain. Tur is actually the difference between Jabal and Tur is the mountain that have trees is called as Tur. The mountain without trees is Jabal. If you go to Mecca, you can see that all the mountains there are, treeless, no tree on it, no green at all. You see stone upon each other. That is called Jabal. Jabal Tur, Jabal Uhud. All you say is Jabal. But when you think about the like mountain in our place, here, it should be called as Tur. Because the trees the greenery is there. The green mountain with trees will be called Tur. So Allah lift up the green mountain upon them. Don't ask your mother, ask me. Your mother will not know. Ask me. Is there something there? There's something in our class. I remember, not this class. It's just a joke. Okay. When some of the students, I say something, they start to suspect each other. So I said, ask me. Don't ask your mother. Your mother doesn't know. For the audience, actually, our sister, her mother is actually here. I don't say your mother, don't ask your mother. It's not a parable or example. Her mother is really here. Okay. So warafa'na fawqakum tur, Allah lift up. And the command was, khudhu ma atainakum biquwwatin. Khudu, take all of you. Ma atainakum, ma whatever. Atainakum, ataina, we have given. Ataina, we have given. Kum, all of you. Take whatever we have given all of you. Wadhkuru ma fihi, and remember what in it. The thing that Allah give them is the Torah. So hold on to it and remember whatever inside it. La'allakum tattaqun, perhaps you may become righteous, may have piety. If you remember, you hold on and remember what we gave you. Hold on to what we gave you and remember whatever inside it. This is one of the way when you want to understand how you become a pious person, righteous person, like for the Qur'an. The same will happen. Hold on to the Qur'an always. Always go to the Qur'an. Always read the Qur'an and remember whatever inside the Qur'an. Try to remember what Allah Ta'ala told you. That thing will make connection between you and Allah. So here the word fawqa there is really above, physically above. Physically above them. Allah Ta'ala lift up the mountain really above them. Can you imagine? We are sitting there and the mountain is upon us. Why Allah Ta'ala lift it up? Because Allah Ta'ala forced them to say, we accept. To say they accept. I said, this ridiculous thing to happen because they should just say it from the start. Because they experiencing whatever the miracle that brought together by Moses from the start in Egypt, passing there, until this story. How can they refuse? Until Allah forced them to accept it. This is after they been brought up back to life. Because when they asked Moses, they said, Lan nu'mina laka hatta narallaha jahra. We will never believe you until we see Allah with our own eyes. Then Allah Ta'ala told them to look at a mountain. A mountain. Oh no. Allah Ta'ala show them the true reality of the lightning. Lightning being just struck in front of them. All 70 people died. They died. That the story, maybe you can look into it. In Surah Al-A'raf. Surah Al-A'raf. Al-A'raf, verse number 155. Page number 169. Open the Quran, 169. The ayah will be the last page. On the last page, there is the ayah that telling us the story about this. Sometimes when you read this type of story, you feel pity. You feel pity and you feel, really sad for what happened to Moses. For his people is doing this to him. For that, you don't, when Moses himself being done to him this type of action from his own people, you can think that how his people will do things to others. Moses, they will do things to Moses, to the prophets. How will they do to the non-prophet like us? Like this day when you listen about what happened in Gaza, the genocide being happening day after day, day after day. We know the thing that we should do. But the thing that we should do is actually should be taken by the government, not in our hand. Because in Islam, any army or military action must be led by the government, not by any people. Because if you put it like that, then somebody will make a new army to go against you. This is so wrong. Because of that, must be by the government. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us for our lack of action. Amin. Okay. That particular ayah, the last ayah, 169. 9. 9. Okay, the last ayah. Where is 169? Page number 169. Verse number 155. Above. 155. The page of the Quran is 169. The ayah there. Okay. Allah said in that ayah, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. واختار موسى قومه 70 رجلا لميقاتنا فلما أخذتهم الرجفة قال رب لو شئت أهلكتهم من قبل وإياي أتهلكنا بما فعل السفهاء منا إن هي إلا فتنتك تضل به من تشاء وتهدي من تشاء أنت ولينا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الغافرين. واختار موسى, and Moses has chosen قومه from among his people. قومه, Moses chose from his people 70 رجلا, 70 men. 70 men. Limiqatina, for our appointment. Miqat, the place, the time that Allah assigned for Moses to bring them. That is called our appointment. Miqatina. Falamma akhadathum rajfatu. And the story is, they, like I said in Surah Al-Baqarah, you can see that they said, we will not believe with you until we see Allah in front of our eyes. So Allah make them to die because of the earthquake or the lightning being struck in front of them. So all of them, 70 of them, and when the earthquake, the tremble happening to them, sees them, Musa said, Rabbi, my Lord, law syi'ta, if you want, ahlaktahum min qablu wa iyai. You actually, if you want, you can destroy them and me before this. Before they are doing this type of thing in front of you, in front of everybody, they asking this. If you want to destroy them before this and me, you can do that. Actually, you know what will happen. So you can destroy them, in advance. But you didn't do that. So Moses said, Atuhlikuna bima fa'ala sufaha'u minna. He said, my Lord, you would you destroy us? Would or are you? The word are means hal. You say hal ataita, did you came? The word hal there. Atuhlikuna, would you destroy us? Would you destroy us? Are you destroying us? Tuhliku, you destroy, na, us. Bima fa'ala sufaha'u minna, with what? Fa'ala, done. Fa'ala, bima, be, with, ma, whatever, what? Fa'ala sufaha'u minna, done by as-sufaha'u, those who are ignorant, or fool, those who are foolish, minna, among us. Are you destroying us because of those foolish people among us? Maybe the one that's talking, some of them. But when also here you can see that if one of them saying something like that, the other should be stopping him. He just said, listen, maybe they actually, he's saying that, it's not me. In Islam, it's wrong. You have to stop that person. You should actually go against him, saying that you should not say something like that. This is because of this. When you see, when you open the story about Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 20-25, you can see the story when Moses, telling them to go into the Palestine. Two of those people is opposing those who doesn't want to go. Because here actually from the beginning, that is the end. The ending, they start to talk. and say it's wrong for you not following Moses. Come and follow him. So here in this story, nobody say anything. The 70 people, all of them died. Okay. In here illa. In here, it is not except. In here illa. It is not except. Illa. Fitnatuka, your test. This is not except your test. Because you give them understand things happening, so they start to ask you more and more. But this is the test. It is not except the test. Tudillu biha man tasha, that you will misguide with it whoever you want. Wa tahdi man tasha, and you guide whoever you want. You know, this situation, something that you give to test them, give guidance to some, misguiding some. Anta waliyuna, you are our Lord. You are our protector. Faghfir lana, so forgive us. Warhamna, be merciful towards us. Have mercy upon us. Wa anta khairul ghafirin, and you are the best among those who forgiving. You know, somebody can forgive, but you are the most forgiving, the best among the forgiver. So this situation is actually, when you look into it, you can understand when the Prophet ﷺ said during the war of Hunain, 2 years or 3 years before his death, when some people said to the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Muhammad, i'dil, O Muhammad, be fair. When the Prophet ﷺ is distributing the spoil of war, the bounty, he says he's splitting it not the normal way. The companion, the early companion, they know the Prophet ﷺ have all freedom to do whatever. They know that the Prophet is guided. But the new one that come into Islam, they don't have the understanding. So one of them stood up and said, Oh Muhammad, be fair. The Prophet said, who is being fair if not me? Then the Prophet said, Rahimallahu Musa, may Allah have mercy upon Musa, upon Moses. Laqad udi akthar min hadha, he's being hurt more than this. You know, that thing is hurting the Prophet. But the Prophet remembered the story of Moses, like this one, and the another one, and another one, and another one. If you look into it, the Prophet is being comforted by Allah by the story of Moses. So those people, what do you expect from them? Who they are not respecting their own prophets, their own messenger, they're hurting their own messengers. Until the story of Moses is becoming inside the Quran as a comfort for our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, when you look, whatever happened to you by the hypocrites and everybody, the people of the book, what they are saying, the hypocrites what are saying, your family who are non-believers, idol worshippers, what they are saying, hurting you. Look at Moses. And look at Moses' story, then he become, you know, feel comfort. You know, I feel hurt with this. But like the Prophet said, Rahimallahu Musa, may Allah have mercy upon Musa. Laqad udiya akthara min hadha. He been hurt more than this. No, he's been hurt more than this. Because of that, when you read this type of stories, you compare what they are doing now. Those descendants of the Israelites, the people, the children of Israel, what they are doing now, compared to what they are doing, they did to Moses, who giving them everything. You know, shade by the cloud, giving food on the desert. There's no food there. Have stones struck and having water gushing out of it. They can still hurt Moses. If you read the story of the Surah Al-Ma'idah 2025, read the story that even that is the last time that Moses lift up his hand and saying to Allah, after they said to Moses, Idhab anta wa rabbuka faqatila, go you and your Lord, go and fight the war. Inna nahnu hahuna qa'idun, we will stay here. Moses lift up his hand and said, Inni la amliku illa nafsi wa akhi. I cannot, hold, I cannot control except myself and my brother Aaron. Fafruq bainana, then separate between us. Wa bainal qaumil fasikin, between those who are disobedience. So Allah separate them. Allah put the children of Israel, all of them, except few with Moses who stayed there. All of them is being put on the desert, Sinai desert. The desert there where the mountain is there. They put there for 40 years. This is what I'm saying here. Inside the Bible is still there. For 40 years, they cannot get out from the desert, and people passing the desert doesn't see them. No, they cannot go anywhere, and they are not few people, thousands. There are thousands, but nobody saw them, and they didn't have any place to go. They are circling inside that desert, and Moses died near Baitul Maqdis, a throw of stone. The Prophet said a throw of stone from the Baitul Maqdis. The Prophet said, if I'm there, in Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet said, if I'm there, I will show you his grave by the side of the road on a red sand mountain, sandy mountain there, red sandy mountain. If I am there, I will show you where the grave of Moses. So Moses died there, but his people was put there. So it's really so hurting when you read this story. You almost want to cry. How a prophet, a messenger, been done to them this type of treatment. So when you compare whatever happened to those prophets, messengers, and what they are doing now, you can see that is their attitude, that is their character. You don't find any other character than that. Okay, so that is this is actually additional for the other topic. So we talk the fauqa, above, over. But like I said, over can be over exaggerating, like Helmi said when he said about not the position, but actually the meaning, like the mosquito, whatever smaller than it, because the people actually looking at that example parable given by Allah. They said, why Allah Ta'ala give this as example? He's so great. Why are you talking about the mosquito? Even the Prophet ﷺ did give inside his hadith the parable about this world. The Prophet said, if this universe, this whole universe is equivalent in the sight of Allah as the wing of a mosquito. You know, you are seeing the mosquito, the mosquito seeing the wing of a mosquito. If this whole universe, have a comparison, similar size or position like a mosquito wing by the side of Allah. Like Allah Ta'ala is, you are looking at the mosquito. If this world have that size, in the sight of Allah, He will not give the non-believers not even a gulp or a little water. Not a little water be given to them. Because the thing will become, that size, you see, why is it? Because it's so small. So small, that doesn't have any measurement, any weight in the sight of Allah. Because of that, Allah giving the world to anybody. If the world have equivalent, not the earth, not Malaysia, the world, the whole universe have equivalent size or measurement to the inside of Allah as the wing of a mosquito. Allah will not give the non-believers not every single drink, not a single gulp of water, to that extent, because it's so worthless that Allah Ta'ala giving everything. So you don't say that, why Allah Ta'ala give the non-believers the sun, the moon, the everything, the rain. Some people, they looking at the foreign country. This day, few days ago, the Dr. who said? Swaidi. Okay. Swaidi. I think because he was from Sweden, then becomes Swaidi. He actually, our friend, taking him in Perlis and everywhere, he will stop at every place to take a picture. You know, we Muslim or we Malaysian, when you go to European country, you are, oh, everything is there. They coming here, they're looking at our place. They actually really like the green, green scenery. We actually doesn't. Where's the snow? Oh, if only the snow. You go there, you don't even know actually. They actually liking our things. Sometimes that's the thing. When Allah Ta'ala give you something, you don't appreciate it. But others that doesn't get that, appreciating it, really appreciating it, really like it. That is the thing, the equivalent. Then sometimes Allah Ta'ala give. I remember our friend is actually taking the picture of the sheikh taking picture. Stopping here, taking pictures. Second here, taking pictures. So he said that, I remember, because sometimes we like to go to their country, amazed with everything Allah Ta'ala give them. Sometimes even some of our people say, the richness that they have, they non-believers, but Allah Ta'ala giving them. No, actually what Allah Ta'ala gave them is because this world is worthless in the sight of Allah. Doesn't have any worth, any value. Because Allah Ta'ala giving everything. You want to take it, take it. The richness of the world, the land, everything that you get is for you. Because it doesn't have any value in the sight of Allah. If it have any value, even like a small mosquito wing, then Allah will not give not a single drop of water to the non-believers. So this type of comparison given by the Prophet, given by Allah, is actually to exaggerate, like I said, exaggerating. The one that we recite just now about the Israelites is about, physically, the mountain, the Torah was being lifted up upon them to make them take an oath, promise to follow all the things inside the Torah. But sadly, after that, they are doing things after that. Wallahu alam. So may Allah Ta'ala accept our deeds for today, for learning. Allah Ta'ala make us understand more. Amin. Yep. Okay. When the thing like the meaning, the whole meaning can help you actually. Yeah. Like in the Surah Yusuf, Allah said, وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. And above every knowledgeable person, there is another knowledgeable person. When you look into it, it cannot be physically. You see that this knowledgeable person, who is above him? No, who is above this knowledgeable person? You didn't say above him. No. Means that rank, position, superiority, not physically. So original meaning is physical. The original meaning is physical. The other meaning will come when you try to understand physically it's not happening like that. So that is actually a metaphor or superiority or exaggeration. Okay. So if somebody said, then about Allah, so how can we say He's above us? Because you cannot compare Allah with the creatures. So the meaning will be stay as the original meaning. What is the original meaning? Above by position. That is the original meaning. You can only say it is not like that when you start. Can you open Surah Yusuf, Akhi? Open Surah Yusuf. When author said about how Joseph ayah number 76, page number 244. Page 244, Surah Yusuf, ayah number 76. Okay. In this ayah, Allah Ta'ala talk about how Joseph or Yusuf managed to capture or take his brother from their house to come to Egypt, to be under his care. Okay, Allah Ta'ala said, it is actually the trick that being done by Joseph. Yusuf, he make a trick because he want to take his brother. So how he can take him without, exposing himself to extend that the other brothers, the half brothers that he have, will not know who is he. So he make a trick by saying that the cup of the king, in that time, the measurement for any scale will be made by the kings. When the king said, our scale will be by this. So that scale, normally like a cup, belong to the king. Normally also it will be made with gold. You remember the story of Ali Baba Bujang Lapuk. Okay, when Ali Baba, he took the gold from the thief. The brother, not Ali Baba, Qasim Baba. He took a box. So when he want to, save the money, he told his servant maid to go to his brother to took from him the measurement, the scale. But the scale only will be used to scale gold. So the wife of this other brother, she put some glue, at the bottom. You try to find that story, you can understand. So when Qasim Baba, brother of Ali Baba, actually doing that. So the scale actually when he put there, so the gold was stuck on the bottom of the cup. He was counting what he have. That type of scale is the same being used sometimes for giving away food. Because the story of Joseph, when he became the minister upon the wealth of Egypt, he was the one, being given the authority to give away foods for people during the 7 year of drought. His family was, in Palestine. Imagine, from Palestine, they came to Egypt to take their provision. Because being separate, because at that time, Palestine is under Egypt empire. So they came to Egypt. So the first one, Joseph, tricked them by saying that, I will not give you anything until you bring your brother, your half brother, your brother from your father, not from your mother, from your father. The one that actually the full brother of Joseph. His name was Bunyamin or Benjamin. So they went back. They start to say to their fathers about what happened with them with Joseph, but they don't know that is Joseph. So when they open up their things, their father doesn't want to give them any permission to take his brother, Joseph's brother, to go to Egypt. Because Joseph already lost. He lost one, he doesn't want to lose another one. Do I want to believe all of you like I give Joseph to all of you? He said something like that. So, but when they opened their sack, their belonging, they said, we got our food. Joseph is not really that cruel. He will not make his family to suffer just because his plan to get his brother and his family to come to Egypt. So he still put food there. But then they said to their father, the brothers, the half brother of Joseph, said, if we go back, we can gain more. So the second time, this is the thing that devised by Joseph. He put the cup of the king that is being used to scale the food that being given to how many people, or 7. So 7 cup, 10 cup, whatever being given to them. So the cup is put inside the belonging of his brother. So suddenly somebody shout, Ayatul Air, innakum lasarikun. Oh people, oh caravan, you are all thieves. So his brother was actually replying to him. Say, you know that we didn't come to here to steal. So Joseph said, if I find that scale, that cup of king, what will you do? And then his brothers, all of them said, if you find it, then whoever you find it on, then that guy you should punish. So they said something like that. So Joseph said, yes, okay, take that word. Means that we'll not punish all of you, but whoever we got the cup with him, we'll take that guy. He want to take his brother. So they are his half brothers, the others who actually give the word. Whoever you find the cup with, then that person you can punish. So then here he said, فَبَدَأَ بِأَوْئِيَتِهِمْ قَبْلَ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ. So bada'a, he begins بِأَوْئِيَتِهِمْ, with their bags, their belonging, قَبْلَ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ, before his brother's belonging, in his full brother, the same father and mother. Then he start with the half brothers before this one. ثُمَّ اسْتَخْرَجَهَا مِنْ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ, and then he take it out, the cup extracted from the bag of his brother. Oh, I see. Allah Ta'ala said, كَذَلِكَ كِدْنَا لِيُوسُفَ, as that did we plan for Joseph. كَذَلِكَ كِدْنَا, we make a plan for Joseph. Mean Allah Ta'ala inspire him to use the plan. You know, he want to take his brother, but doesn't expose himself. That is the way. مَا كَانَ لِيَأْخُذَ أَخَاهُ فِي دِينِ الْمَلِكِ إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. He could not have taken his brother within the religion or the law of the king. You know, that by the law of the king, he cannot just take his brother like that. He cannot take it. So the devised plan is for him to take his brother away. Illa an yasha Allah, except that Allah will. Because of that, he managed to do that. The Prophet said, Yarfa'u darajatim man nasha, narfa'u darajatim man nasha. We lift up, narfa'u, we lift up, darajat, ranks, man nasha, whoever we want. Wa fawqa kulli dhi ilmin alim. Wa fawqa, and above. Kullu dhi ilmin, every knowledgeable person. Alim, there's another more knowledgeable person upon it. So if you take literally, you see, Sheikh is knowledgeable. You see, who is above him? Physically is not, but by rank or no or metaphorically, yes. Metaphorically, yes. There's nobody is more knowledgeable. The most knowledgeable is Allah. Nobody can say that I know everything. You know some part, you don't know other parts. That is the meaning of fawqa. Because of that, you know, this meaning, the fawqa here, become metaphorically. Or like you said, rank. Not physically, you know. Not physically. Fawqa only the ilmin alim. That is why I'm making the action of this person is knowledgeable. Who is above him? You don't find it physically, but you can find it as the rank or knowledge. Okay, understood? So originally the meaning is physical. You only change it to metaphorical or not physical, not the direct meaning. When the thing is actually physically, you can compare. But if not, then you have to return to the original meaning, like about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot say that, then Allah also will make it as metaphorical. We said, why? He said, it's impossible for us to be, Allah to be, have, you know, position, any position. What are you saying there is not from what being said inside the Quran or Sunnah. It's just your logical understanding. Your logical understanding about matters like being put by Aristotle. So you actually made that anything that being said by Aristotle as matters or things will be like this. You said then Allah is opposite of it. So we said opposite of it, then things will happen. You know, your saying will be disrupted. You say something that is wrong. You say something, but it's wrong for you to say that. You are not supposed to say something like that because you don't see Allah. You don't know Allah. You don't have any knowledge that covering every aspect of Allah. Allah Ta'ala doesn't make you to understand that. You only will see Allah in the last day. That is the thing. But you cannot deny Allah being seen there because of the logical discipline put by, condition put by Aristotle. And that is the problem. Because you have to go back to the original meaning. You only go to non-original meaning when it is impossible for you to, understand it. But about Allah Ta'ala, like I said, you always say about Allah what He said about Himself without any examples, because Allah Ta'ala can be compared with His creation. And you cannot, you should deny from Allah any resemblance of the creatures, but without, abandoning the meaning of what being said to you by Allah. He said, you understand the meaning, you don't know how. That is what being said by Imam Malik rahimahullah, when somebody said to him, Ar-Rahman Ashistawa, the most loving Allah upon the throne, he recite. So Imam Malik, said to that guy, Al-Istiwa ma'lum, residing, the word reside, Istiwa is known. You know, I know, everybody know. Wal kayfiyah, the way for that word for Allah, majhul or ghairu ma'lum. Ghairu ma'lum or majhul cannot be understand because Allah doesn't have any resemblance for you to say. Like what? Like I said, if I mention about one thing, you didn't see it, but I can make you understand. The example, the word Hanzal. Hanzal. Hanzal is a fruit. When the Prophet ﷺ made comparison for a believer and hypocrites with the Qur'an, the Prophet ﷺ said, the one who is believing, who recite the Qur'an, is like utrujah. Utrujah, like I said, when I say utrujah, you don't understand. But I asked our brother, can you go to Google and type there utrujah, alif amzah, ta, ra, jim, ta marbutah. Utrujah. Alif amzah, di Arabic, alif amzah, ta, ra, jim, ta, alif amzah, ta, utrujah, ra, jim, ta marbutah. Utrujah. Cannot. Alif amzah, ta, ra, jim, utrujah. Sorry, we giving him task. Okay, utrujah. It's a fruit. It's a fruit. The Prophet said the resemblance of a believers who recite Quran is like utrujah. Like a utrujah. Utrujah. Alif amzah, ta, ra, jim, ta, utrujah. Yeah. Okay. Utrujah. When you type it there, the fruit, you can take either one of the picture. Utrujah. Utrujah. The smell is so sweet. The taste, you don't eat the middle one. You eat the white. The white. Like a skin. It's also good. That thing, that fruit is utrujah. So the Prophet said, ta'muha tayyib, riuha tayyib. That the smell is good and also the taste is good. A believer that recite the Quran. And a believer that didn't recite the Quran is like tamar, like a dates, tamar. Ta'muha hulu. The taste is sweet, but no smell. You have the taste, you don't have the smell. And the Prophet give the example, the resemblance for the person who, hypocrites who recite the Quran. Recite the Quran, the Prophet said, the person, the hypocrite recite the Quran is like Raihana. Raihana is like a small bush tree that have, the smell is good, but the taste is bitter. You taste it, it's bitter. Raihana. Okay, the last one, when I say Hanzal. This is the way, when I say something to make you understand, if the thing have examples, in physical examples, I can make you understand it even though you didn't see it. Then the Prophet said, the resemblance of the hypocrites who doesn't recite the Quran is like Hanzal. Ta'muha mur. It taste is so bitter. Wala rihalaha. It doesn't have any smell. No smell, bitter taste. Okay. This Hanzal, if I want to describe to you, after this you write, not yet. Okay. If I tell you that the Hanzal is like a watermelon. When I say like watermelon, now you have the picture inside your head. Okay. You have a watermelon. Okay. But it's small. Still can see. Okay. Small, like a tennis ball. Okay. The picture is there. Whenever I say something that have equivalent in this creation, I can say it to you and you can understand it. Like watermelon, small, and the outer layer of the Hanzal have hairy, like watermelon, but hairy. Like hairy, have hairy hair, small, fine hair on it. Still, if you cut it into half, it resemble cucumber. I said it without you seeing it. Okay, now you type Hanzal. Hanzal. You have the picture. Hanun za lam. Hanzal. Hanun za lam. Hanzal. See? See, I can, when you look at this, it's like Ustaz says. Okay, when I say it with resemblance, that's why the Imam Malik said, al-istiwa ma'lum. The side, for all to recite the word istiwa ma'lum. You know, I know, everyone know. But when you put it for Allah, majhul. You don't know how, because Allah doesn't have any resemblance for you to say like this or like that. Wal imanu bihi wajib, to believe it. When Allah say to you that He is residing on His throne, on His arsh, iman, you have to believe it. Wajib, you cannot deny it. Well, was su'alu anhu bid'ah, and the question on how is it bid'ah, is something innovation in the religion. Like I said to you, when they said out of our the realm, Allah is where? He said. So you say outside, so He's inside another realm. So that word is actually innovation in religion. The innovation in religion. So because this is the thing. This fruit is actually so small and actually is beneficial for hemorrhoid. Buasir. If you cut it into two, you use the not the glue, whatever the getah. You can say rubber. Whatever the water of that Hanzal, you put it on the rectum that is actually coming out, it will shrink. This is one of the fruit that is known as something remedy for hemorrhoid or buasir. Recite the Quran is like utrujah, the first one. The believer who recite the Quran, The believing person recite the Quran is like utrujah, the first one. Sweet taste, good smell. Good taste, good smell. The believing person who doesn't recite the Quran is like tamar. Sweet taste, no smell. A hypocrite who recite the Quran is like raihana. You have the smell, but the taste is bitter. The person who doesn't, the hypocrite who doesn't recite the Quran is like this fruit. No smell, bitter taste. The bitterness of this fruit is being said inside the jurisprudence topic when you said about the fasting. People say about fasting. So the scholar said things that will make your fasting to become void is something that you must put inside your body. If this thing, they said, so bitter that if they put the water of this hanzol on their food, you will taste the bitterness on your tongue. It will not void the fasting, because the fasting must put it inside. The taste is there because you put it inside on your food, you taste it inside on your tongue. If they say, because the bitterness, because this fruit is being put as the parable for bitterness. So bitter. I don't know, I didn't taste it yet. But I saw it in Yemen. It's actually just, by bush around the universities there. So this is actually the hanzol. Okay? Yeah. For human you can say that. For Allah you cannot say that. Okay, that's the problem there. When you say video call, the physical body is here. The other part is the image is there. This is also not from the thing that you can compare with Allah. Because like I said, when Allah is talking to Moses, Inni anallah, on the mount of Sinai, there. At the same time, like I said, you cannot compare Allah with human. Because when you say that, if it's there, it's not there, that is for you. For creatures, yes, like that. But for Allah, you don't say something like that. Because you don't have any knowledge about Allah except what He told you about. So when He said He ascend during the last third of the night, is for you to get up and pray to Him. Oh Allah, ask Him. That is for you. Not for you to question, is it you who come down, or your blessing, or your mercy? You don't say something like that. Because when you compare Allah with the creatures, then the word come. If Allah ascend, who will be at His throne? Because you're comparing Allah with the creatures. Because of that, you change the original meaning to the second meaning, or metaphorical meaning, not the true meaning anymore. I did give examples to all of you before about the way. I said, sorry, I'm late today because there's a lion on the road. Remember? I said that. Here in Malaysia, they will say, how can the lion be on the road? Ustaz is lying. You start to imagining. I think he meant something else. But if we are staying in Kenya, from distance, the lion is everywhere, the zebras and everything, the rhino. So I said, sorry for late. I'm late today because there's a lion on the road. What image inside your head? There's a lion sitting there. So sadly cannot pass by. It's because you are in Kenya. Okay, so the question is, can't it be that when I say that I will stop here in NKVE because of a lion? Can it be impossible? No. It can be true. Maybe some, the circus passing by the NKVE and their truck open, or the truck fell and the lion is actually running around on the highway. Can happen. Can happen. So for something that is not there yet for you to understand, you just leave it out just like that. Because Allah never has resemblance of His creature. So you say, when Allah said, yes, He said. How? We don't know. How? You don't know. Because now people are actually denying from Allah things that they don't have any knowledge about it. They don't have any knowledge about it. But they are using the logic of Aristotle to make, if Allah like this, not like this. Because Aristotle said. Because Aristotle said it. Not because of the Prophet said. Not because Allah Ta'ala said. Okay? Okay, Alhamdulillah, we stop here insyaAllah. Wallahu a'lam. Originally I want to stop at 9:30. But continuation of question and explanation, I hope it's beneficial insyaAllah. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, take wudu.